Mr. Walter, welcome. How you
My,
doing, sir?
my pleasure, doing fine.
How you feeling?
Wonderful.
All right. Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you all for joining us today. We are approaching the 20th year of the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina.
Yes,
August 29th is a day that will live in infamy,
absolutely.
a day that New Orleans and the Gulf Coast will never forget. Young man, good to have you with us
My pleasure
on
indeed.
this interview.
Yes.
And this is Mr. Walter Moorehead. Everyone,
Indeed, a pleasure, sir.
my pleasure too, sir. When we first had our initial phone conversation,
Yes.
I was like, man, this is my kind of dude. You know, I immediately felt the frequency and like your habits, what you went through, things like that. And I was like, this is a strong man. This ain't no the ordinary kind of man.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, first of all, God of all gods. That's what I depend on more than anything else in the
Yes,
world.
yes,
Jesus Christ.
yes,
That's what gives me the strength and the ability to do and to have gone through what I went through.
yes,
It was an experience, brother, that I
yes,
will not do again.
yes. Now, 2 weeks ago, I went to Household of Faith Church in
Uh-huh.
the East, and that's where I met your daughter, Melanie.
Yes.
Uh, Wonderful woman.
Thank you.
When I first walked in there before church, she was like, I just love me a man in a white suit. And I was like, okay, she took a jab at me,
Uh-huh.
because she's a very beautiful woman, and I see you did a great job raising her.
Mhm.
And I wish my students had the energy that Melanie had. I mean, she was doing the gritty and quoting scripture at the same time, you know? So it was an honor meeting her, and she was able to let me talk to you, which is a privilege.
Thank you.
And I thank you for joining us today.
I'm honored, man. Again, I'm honored.
Yes. So before we start, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself for a few minutes, and we'll let you go ahead and just say whatever you feel.
Well, my career was in music. Still is. Still writing songs. I began writing songs at the age of 12. And singing groups, doo-wop on the corner. I went through all that because of my age. That was happening back then. But I had the career it was not that I wanted it. It fell in my lap. Larry McKinley, God bless and rest him, he was the #1 DJ in this area. And he's the one who made it happen for me to get into the music industry and that aspect of the business. And he wanted a black representative to come to the radio station to see him because it was not blacks doing it on a local level.
Right.
And he said he was not going to play the songs on their music unless they had a black rep. Well, I was working at a place called Delta Records, a record distributorship in the warehouse. And they said to him there were no blacks qualified. And he said, no, Walter Moorehead, Delta Records. In 4 days, I was working for Atlantic Records.
Mm.
That's how it happened.
In 4 days.
In 4 days.
Okay.
After he made that initial contact, the next day I had to talk to another awesome man, Henry Allen. He was the national director for Atlantic Records Black Music.
Okay.
And he gave me the job. I started working on the 28th of June, 1968. A couple of months after King's demise.
Yeah, very important year.
Yes.
Yes.
And I started working there. I knew nothing, man. I didn't, not about marketing. Music, I was all good. But the marketing aspect, then, they gave me the records. I went to the radio station and gave it to the man. What to say?
Yes.
But by his grace and mercy, a lot of guys coming in that were veterans embraced me and gave me what's in that. They couldn't stay here with me, but they gave me gave me that boost.
Mm-hmm.
So which was great. So I extended that to myself after I got in and started making everything work for me, and I started bringing other people in too.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was, I was the only dude, and I was doing every genre of music. At that time, when you worked, you went to black radio stations only. White boys went to white stations and black stations. I ended up being the one.
Yes.
11 years.
And
every,
in totality, how many years?
36.
36 years. Okay, that's some great experience.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
worked for Atlantic for 20. And then I got my own firm, Moorehead Enterprise,
Okay.
for 16 years. And, I produce it, write songwriter, recording artist. You're looking at it.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, it was such a wonderful time at that time because everybody was together then. You couldn't go on Bourbon Street like talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't go to the Holiday Inn.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, Mark Essex, that's why he made his.
Back in the 60s.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Because I know since then America's been declining, but back in the 60s, a lot of things were going on back then.
Exactly. And everything was it wasn't chaotic. It was just a struggle for freedom for us and the rights to vote and so forth. The right to go to schools. They were taking our taxes and we couldn't go to the schools. So Dr. King came in and did a tremendous job. And Reverend A.L. Davis was another great preacher. He did a great job.
Okay.
We had some great people. That's the hurting part for me. You don't see that no more, man. I'm so glad that you're in this. For you, go see for yourself how it works and what you can do to do better for our people.
Right.
Because this is what it's all about. I'm
Right.
here to be with you, but to address my people just like you're addressing your people. That's
Amen.
what I want to do.
Amen.
Yeah.
All right. And how old are you?
85.
85.
Yes.
Well, the lady outside say you look 55.
Well,
And,
she needs glasses.
Yeah.
She needs glasses.
And she had on glasses. Well,
What you need more?
well, maybe she needed a prescription,
Hey,
But you're doing very well.
God's
I
bless.
appreciate you joining us today.
Yes.
And I'm sure my students are going to enjoy this interview too, because they need inspiration as well.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
I can say yes to that
Yes.
because it's difficult, so difficult for me coming from where you had to respect your elders. It wasn't what's happening old school,
So-
OG.
It wasn't optional.
No, but you learned it at house.
Right.
Your mom, unfortunately, my dad was gone, but fortunately, I had a strong mother.
Mm-hmm.
God bless her. And she put the fear of God in me,
Mm-hmm.
taught me how to work at 9 years old.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the two strongest forces in American history is the black woman
yeah,
and the black church.
yes,
And that, based on your experience, it's helped you to kind of guide yourself in life.
exactly. And it was like, if you didn't go to church, say for instance, you said, I don't go to church, then you get thrown. Made you go. Excuse me. But then, the next week, you still didn't want to go. So they will tell you, okay, you don't have to go. And when they come from church, the church is early. In fact, those people, my grandmother and my mom would cook early. Dinner's 12 o'clock on Sundays, dinner's finished.
Right.
So they set the table up, stew chicken,
Everything's done early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting at the table, and they drop a plate of egg and rice in front of me. if you touch anything else on this table, you get beat to death.
Yeah.
Next Sunday, first one up.
Yes, right.
Shoes shined, standing at the
Yeah.
door, waiting to go to church.
Ask it.
After that, it really stuck with me. Because since 1955, I've never missed church unless I was sick
Yeah.
or a storm or something like that.
That's the year my mom was born. So that
Oh.
was good year.
Yes.
Good year.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was 15 years old. And I'm telling you, it was, especially here, it was tough, man. Back of the bus,
Yeah.
you know.
So you lived through Nazi Germany. You
Yep.
lived through the baby boom,
Yep.
the civil rights.
Yep.
You lived through when they took the U.S. dollar off the gold off the reserve.
Yep.
The economic crash of the 80s. The collapse of the Soviet Union.
Yep.
You lived through Tupac, 9/11.
Worked with him.
Yes.
Worked with him.
And also the first black president. You lived through that economic recession. Of course, Hurricane Katrina.
Definitely.
And now you've made it through COVID.
Definitely.
So it's a pleasure to have you here to continue, keep on keeping on.
God is awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's all about him. You know, I tell people that, they might say, hey, how you doing, man? I have no complaints. My father's taking care of me. Man, I have never been in the hospital. I've never been in the hospital. No operation, no broken arm, none of that.
Mm.
I played basketball. That was my pride and joy. I loved that.
Yeah.
But nothing makes me happy when I go to church.
Yeah.
That's the happiest time of my life.
Yes, sir.
Especially now.
Yes, sir.
Because the problem with it is there's no respect. There's no respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I couldn't, if Mr. Eddie was on the corner, I couldn't go say, hey, Eddie, you got a nickel or you need me to go to the store for you? Mr. Eddie, yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Now I get what's happening at school, like we grew up together.
Yes.
That's the only thing I don't appreciate.
Right.
You know, but that's the way of the world. And then what I do, I just give it to my father. I ain't,
Amen.
I don't bother nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, we're going to go ahead and release the Kraken.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For everybody in America viewing this interview, our point of reference is Monday, August 29th, 2005. A day that we'll never forget. So tell us about where were you before the storm hit Louisiana? Who were you with? How were you feeling? Things like that. And go ahead and say however you feel or what you remember.
Well, before the storm, everything was calm. I was living in a senior citizen residence, 55 and above, in East New Orleans, off of Reed. I think it was 10113 I-10 Service Road. It was called Palms Apartments. I was 3B at the apartment complex of my room. And it faced the lake. I could look out off my little porch, and I can't see the lake, but I mean, it's toward the lake. That's where I was pointed at. So,
Near Hain?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happened? I'm looking outside the window, and everybody's on Interstate 10. You can see Interstate 10 from my apartment house, because I said Service Road. And I mean, traffic is flowing through. Everybody's getting out of town. But I didn't leave because of this reason.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a couple of months prior,
Mm-hmm.
they had a storm. And my son, God bless him, rest his soul, he's deceased now. He called me, he said, Daddy, come get you, man. I said, no, man, I ain't going nowhere, which I had just wasn't going to go.
And also, many people in America, they always ask the question, well, why didn't those people leave? They know they're under sea level. Why didn't they leave? You know, I'm asking, well, California, you're in an earthquake zone. Why don't y'all leave? So go ahead and clarify, you know, why you think certain people didn't leave before the storm.
There was a storm prior to Katrina, 2 months before that. Everybody doing the same thing. My son got stuck on the road to Baton Rouge. It took him 8 hours to get to Baton Rouge from here.
Contraflow.
Yeah, I mean, flat tire, run out of gas, all kind of crap. So I'm at the house watching TV. But the storm didn't do what they had anticipated was going to do. I took that to heart, man. Then when Katrina came up, I ain't going nowhere. Let them fools go out there, you know. That's how I got stuck out. And many of the others didn't have the ability. They had health issues, no money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was blessed to have money because it was like the end of the month. Ain't nobody get no checks. I had $2,000 in my pocket, cash. And that Sunday, I was laying in the bed, 5 o'clock that morning.
The 28th.
The 28th. I looked out my window. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. And my brother, it was pitch black. I mean, just like it was painted black. I didn't pay attention to that. Still, I'm watching TV. TV was on everything, you know. When Monday morning came, maybe 6 o'clock, the wind started blowing. And it became louder. And it started sounding like a jet taking off. Because I was a traveler and I was always catching planes. Mm-hmm. So that's where that come from.
Early Monday, the 29th.
Yes.
Wind's blowing.
Yeah. So I'm laying in bed, TV still on.
It was heavy rain. Yeah. Yeah.
Winds and rain. I mean, it was like, like that from 5 o'clock in the morning till 12 o'clock that night. Non-stop. Rain and then screaming, like that.
Monday.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and a friend of mine was downstairs in O2B. I had to go down there and sleep on the couch because I couldn't, you know, everything was
caved in.
Yeah. So I ended up 3 or 4 days with it. And we were extremely blessed. Excuse me. Never had a hungry day. There were elderly ladies there that was afraid to leave because they didn't have an option. Mm-hmm. And some of their grandkids came to stay with them.
Mm-hmm. And this was still before the lights went out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please excuse me. So we got barbecue pits. And that's how we cook. The old ladies cook.
Right.
And the freezer part of the refrigerator kept the meats and stuff enough so we could eat the food. You know, I mean, we had breakfast and dinner for those 4 days. Mm-hmm. When I had no idea people had nothing to eat. People was on top of the roof. Mm-hmm. We had to get up on top of the roof too.
Yeah. At that point, you still had some reserves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I couldn't say that because
right.
Everybody else was grabbing.
Right.
And they had nothing. And it was like on the third floor, the water came up to the second floor, almost to the third floor. That's how high the water was.
Mm-hmm.
When I woke up Monday, when it stopped Tuesday morning, it was just like this. It was just water. There was no water, you know.
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, it was just, you know. Many of the people there that stayed, they were elderly folks. And I was always searching. I was an adventurous person anyway. I was searching to see where we can get out of there because couldn't leave. The water was, I mean, bro, the only way you can get out of it, you had to swim.
Yeah.
And I wasn't getting in that water.
All right.
Because they had snakes, alligators. Oh man, it was horrific. And I found out about cigarettes, which I was so thankful to God that I had not spoken.
Mm-hmm.
People were losing their mind, couldn't get the cigarette. Man, it was 2 o'clock in the morning.
Was that still Monday?
This was Tuesday.
Okay, Tuesday, all right.
Tuesday, when it got Tuesday, going into Wednesday, they were knocking on the door 2 o'clock in the morning where I was staying with my brother.
Yes.
With a candle. You got a cigarette? I couldn't believe that, man. Not, let's pray and see if we can get out of here. Hope it doesn't get worse.
Yeah.
They're looking for a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God I didn't have to do that. But just simple things like that woke me up.
Mm-hmm.
So it ended up, there was a guy came in a boat, a little flat boat.
Yeah.
And he had cigarettes. Unfortunately, there was a store maybe 2 blocks from where we lived.
On Hain?
No.
On Reed.
On Reed.
Okay.
I-10 service road.
Okay.
On Reed, right on the corner, there was a grocery store.
All right.
A convenience store. They broke in there
Mm.
and took all the cigarettes.
Mm.
And the guy came to our complex. He came to our complex and gave them away. He gave them away. He didn't sell them. He could have sold them. Because people had money. Some of them had money. Some didn't. But they would have bought whatever they needed, and the people would compensate them afterwards.
Right.
Well, one of the guys, young brother that stayed, he had to stay with his mom because she wasn't able to move. She had health issues. That's why he didn't leave. So he asked the guy in the boat to take him back to the store to get the ATM machine.
Okay. So that Monday, the neighbors in your vicinity, how were they reacting that Monday morning?
Begging for mercy.
Really?
You could see in the windows.
Yeah. Because of the storm.
Yeah, they were trying to get out.
Mm-hmm.
The water was up there, man. You couldn't get out. So then there was an apartment complex that was just regular apartment complex with all of the maniacs over there. And when the helicopter would come, they could only take 4 people at a time. But they chose the Palms as opposed to them. They started shooting at the helicopter, man. Trying to get them to come over.
Wow.
To get them.
Yeah.
I mean, they were in windows, upstairs in windows. Help, like so. And the powder came down on the roof. I happened to be up there.
Yeah.
And he says, go tell everybody we're coming back. We're taking 4 people at a time.
Right.
You can only have 1 bag with your personal business.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
I had to leave everything else.
Now, I saw some experiences where some of the helicopter flyers, they were skeptical about going to some of the black areas.
Not true.
How was your, what can you tell us about that?
Not true. It came there, and I talked to the pilot myself.
Yeah, because
personally.
what we saw on the news was only like a small scope.
No,
But go ahead and
the pilot told me, have everybody come up here on the roof, because they could land on the roof, but they couldn't land in that water.
right
See, so
of the complex.
right, the complex.
Okay.
So then he says, just what you need, identification, stuff like that. I mean, what the clothes I had on, I had to wear them for 5 days.
Mm.
I had the little shower shoes, a little rubber shower shoe.
Right.
That was it. Couldn't take a bath. Water wasn't on. It was you know, just brush teeth and all that with this. So finally, one of the ladies, she was reluctant. I said, ma'am, just let's pray about it, you know, so we can get out off this roof. We need to get away from here. Because at night, the most spectacular thing I've ever seen in my life, I never knew there was that many stars in the sky, because there was no lights at all.
Mm-hmm.
And
you were still in New Orleans East.
On the roof.
On the roof.
I wasn't leaving on that roof. The man said, once he get everybody off the roof that's coming up,
you better be ready.
Ain't coming back.
Yeah.
That's why the people over on the other side were shooting, because they probably found out about that.
Right.
So then the helicopter finally came, and what they said, they have people who were on dialysis. They needed it bad.
Right.
Them and people that were ill, they were the first ones to get off the roof. Then it went by age, you know, until they got everybody. They took us to the lakefront airport. There were a lot of other people there that had been rescued from the Ninth Ward. And when we got there, just people scattered all over, had been there 3 days, sleeping on the ground. They had care packages with like munchies and stuff like that in the bag.
Mm.
That's the only food they had, you know, cookies and all that. So the helicopter, they had helicopters, and the lakefront arena, the lakefront airport had no water. It was a shock.
And normally that's one of the highest
It is
parts of the city.
It goes down like that.
Because from Leon C. Simon, you can see the dip of the city.
That's it.
You know,
Yeah.
Franklin and Leon C. Simon.
Yes, but the same thing with the river. It's like that from the river. That's why the French Quarter didn't get drossed out. It's a basin. It comes like that too. See, so and you know, man, it was the pain was this lady, man. She was the first one. It was like on a bucket, and she got there and tripped out. Oh Lord, I can't do that. And I've been on the roof 4 nights. I said, miss, if you don't, you know, I'm going to get on this boat. Mm-hmm. So we had to fight to put her on.
Yeah, ladies first.
Yeah. So we got them off, and then everybody else got off. Then when we got there to the lakefront, everybody was discombobulated, you know, everybody don't know what to do. And then we had a chance to the phones back, because you could plug the phones up. So that was for a minute. And then one of the guys that came with us had an old lady who had health issues. So he talked to the man in charge. He was able to take a helicopter to the Causeway. Mm-hmm. That's where all the buses were leaving out of New Orleans, going to different spots.
Correct.
So he went over there with this old lady, and they told him, listen, we can get her there. So he got on. The guy that I was staying in his room with, he was kind enough to do, mm-hmm. He had stomach issues. So I told him, I said, look, man, it was bad. He had a bag of medicine like that. I said, let's go to the man, and I need you to tell him you need help. So we went to the man, said, man, I had him bent over. I mean, you know, I was desperate, man. Because the people that were there, I said, well, where y'all sleep at?
Yeah.
On the ground.
Yeah.
So,
And also, you know, we're all humans. We got human needs.
yeah.
Now, well, what about using the bathroom? I'm sure people did that discreetly.
See, the point about that I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
I did not allow myself to see that.
Right.
Or even worry about that. My focus was getting off that airport properties.
Correct.
So what happened, I mean, now listen, Ninth Ward people were very upset because they got the crust of it.
Yeah. So
I calmed the man. I said, man, this man's sick, you know. So they said, okay. A Chinook came up, the big helicopters with the propeller on the back and the front.
Yes.
Yeah. Excuse me. And the man called me and my partner, a sick man, and two other people that I knew, a married couple. They came. We're standing there, and it pulls up, and the man calls us. Some people who had been there 3-4 days, they were disgruntled. They just got here, threatening the man, right? So now I said, oh man, this is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing I know, a truck pulls up with National Guards, with GUNS.
And what day was that of the week?
This was
a few days after the lights. Friday.
They came with guns and stood up outside. So
yeah.
And we got on the Chinook.
Okay.
That held 15 people. We got to the causeway. There were buses there, and I caught a bus along with him to Houston. That was it for me. We got on that bus, went straight to Houston, no stops. Went straight to Houston.
That was Causeway?
Yeah, Causeway.
Causeway and I-10.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Was that part underwater?
No.
Was that location pretty good? Or
It was dry as a bone.
Dry? Okay. Because I know normally federal roads, they build them higher.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I've done commercial driving with trucks. And I know, federal, they have a higher standard when it comes to roads and bridges.
Right.
So I know the interstate was a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So about how many people you think was out there?
What were the buses were?
Yes.
Oh, they had to be 150, 200. But everybody was getting on buses was going all different places.
Yes.
I was just blessed to get to Houston because my route when I was working, I was a regional director, Southwest region, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Upper Florida. That was my area.
Okay.
And so I knew about Houston. It was perfect. And then I had my stepbrother and sister living there. So I got there, and everything paying out after that, everything was all right, But prior to that, when I got to Houston on the bus, we got to the Reliance Center.
Yeah.
At the gate, and they stopped at the gate. Mind you, I got these cheap $1.99 shoes on because that's all I could wear.
Right.
And I went to the bus and I said, "What you stopping for?" He stopped at the gate. I said, "What you stopping for?" He said, "Oh, I got to wait." Oh, wait for what? We was 21st to unload. They had 20-something buses in front of us. I said, "Can you open this door?" He said, "Yeah." Blessed to be knowing about Houston, I walked from the Reliance Center to Main Street, which is about 5 miles.
Okay.
And the first hotel I got to. I don't remember what it was. I said, you have a room? She said, what do you mean? I said, I'm from Katrina. And I said, oh, no, we didn't did all that. You know, we've taken care of the people. I said, do you have room? She said, yeah. I said, well, how much are they? I think it's like $66. I said, I need a room. That's all I want. And blessing of God again, right across the street was a Target. 2 blocks down was my favorite restaurant, Captain Benny's.
Amazing.
And, you know, so I went over to the Targets and got clothes and utensils to bathe. Man, I wish you'd see the crust came off of me.
Amazing. Okay, so Mike Tyson once said, everything goes according to plan until you get punched in the mouth. Iron Mike.
Yes.
So during the storm, and I always tell my students the expression lights out, which could mean a variety of things. So when the lights went out, you know, during the storm, how are you feeling then? And what can you remember about everybody else around you?
Well, it didn't bother me because I felt that the prior storm, it was gonna be like that.
Same year.
Yeah,
So
same year.
You're prepared.
Yeah, you know, mentally, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Oh man, you know, it didn't happen last time. People ran out there, spent all that money to, you know, to get out of town.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen.
Yeah.
See, so I took it up on that. Then it was a sad day for me.
Yeah.
Because when the lights went out and the TV went off at the same time, just like that.
What was that? Sunday or Monday?
Monday.
Monday. Okay.
When that wind started blowing up 20 minutes, red, like that, that's when the lights went up. Yeah. Just like that. Never came back on.
Mm.
And we had batteries, you know, going through to see where we were going at night.
Yeah.
But there was nowhere to go.
Yeah.
See,
and you had a bird's eye view from your apartment?
Yeah.
So how was everybody else reacting, like the young people and the kids, like when the lights went out?
Well, I don't know really, because everybody, I mean, it was pitch black. I mean,
Yeah.
bro,
So everybody was thinking the lights were going to come back on, per se?
Oh, no. They knew that was out.
Yeah.
We had the candles.
Right.
We knew that was out. Knew the lights were going out. We knew that before it happened. But at the same token, you just don't feel like it ain't gonna happen to me. You know, that kind of attitude. It's not gonna happen to me. Happen to maybe somebody in this city or that city, Mobile or the coast. Nah, it happened here, and we were ill prepared. And then somebody blew the levee. That's when the chaos started. That's when all the water came in, and that's when we got trapped. We were trapped in this community.
Mm-hmm.
We could not get out unless you walk in that water.
Yeah.
And they had one man on the first floor in his apartment. He ended up screaming and hollering because the water was up to here, to his neck. He had got stuck down in his room. And one of the young guys went down there and pulled him out of the window.
In your complex?
In the complex.
Okay.
Pulled him out the window and brought him upstairs. That's it. He stayed upstairs with us until we got off the roof.
So that was Reed and
it was Service Road.
Service Road. Okay.
In other words, when you get to Reed and Interstate 10,
yeah,
there's a McDonald's.
Correct.
Good
restaurant, by the way.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
When you turn on the Service Road, going away, when you're going to McDonald's, when you come out like you're going to Bullard.
Correct.
That's the way the apartment complex was like 2 or 3 of them before they got to us.
So about how was that water near there?
Oh, it had to be 10 feet, 8 feet. I mean, bro, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, the bottom floor
Yeah.
was out.
Yeah, because if you're from the east, you know that if you closer to Hain, then you're kind of okay.
Yeah,
But
because
if you get towards the interstate and
That's
service road,
that's what happened. That's where the basin started. And so we met it. The beautiful part is I didn't know this to have been able to have food, man, for all those days.
mm-hmm.
The helicopter came and dropped 80 cases of water on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
80 cases of water.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing but God, man.
yeah,
Everybody got water.
yeah.
We had water, we had food,
Mm-hmm.
and then people dying at the convention center.
And speaking about that water, you know, we remember the news talking about, oh, it took them 5 days to get water to certain places. And, you know, you think about the federal, the state, and the local.
Mhm.
People always ask, well, whose fault was it? Federal, state, or local? Now, I heard George Bush, you know, 3 days later, maybe that Wednesday, he had decided to make action with the National Guard. But with Governor Blanco, Lord rest her soul, maybe there was some red tape. Now, the convention center situation was probably different from the East. So how would you say the response was when it comes to rescue and relief?
The response was great for me.
And you was prepared.
Oh, yes, sir.
You had food. Yeah.
I mean, to know that other people didn't have it, man. And I'm sitting there, I couldn't believe they were that in the city, and I'm all way out in the east, and we having, especially canned goods, and any more stew, all
Right.
that. Oh man,
Yes.
right on, like 5 or 6 barbecue pits,
Yes.
because there was no electricity,
Mm-hmm.
was no gas. That's how we cooked.
Okay.
Well, they cooked because I can't cook nothing.
Well, were your neighbors, were they as prepared as you were?
Oh, everybody was on.
Everybody was on point. Yeah.
See, the beautiful part was the elderly women. They were respected because we was in a community, you know, a senior citizen community.
Correct.
And if they say, hey, look, get this from me, go get that from my complex, and then I had to tell them all that, you know, we had to be up on that roof. You had to be up there. You couldn't. There ain't no coming by, knock on your door and tell you that you had to be up there. We all up there.
So on the roof they had a stairwell or a ladder?
A ladder.
A ladder to get up there.
Flat to the wall.
Yes.
And there was a lady, an old lady, she was kind of heavy. So the ladder was a problem. So me and this young brother had to help her get up.
Mm.
So he took this shoulder on one side of her buttocks, and I did the other one. And we pushed her up. And when she got, it's like when you get up to the top, it's like a hatch. And there was somebody up there, 2 people up there to pull her up.
So 8-foot ceiling?
Yeah.
Okay.
When she gets up, she get almost there. They told her, let go of the ladder and we're gonna pull you up. Her said what it was. Oh, don't look under my dress. I said, my God.
Right.
We're in a delivery.
Yeah. Well, that was a lady.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it was real. It was real, but it was disheartening.
Right.
Oh, I mean, I'm helping you. And you told me to look under your dress. Are you kidding me? Please, ma'am. I said, man, I'm trying to help you. So she got up there and she apologized. But the frustration, I guess, because she had never seen a helicopter where she had to get on it. And that was,
Yeah.
a lot of them were scared to get on the helicopter.
Yeah. A lot of folks from New Orleans never seen a helicopter. So riding one would have been like 10 times the emotion.
Yeah, see, but I was in the Army. See, I was in the United States Army,
Mm-hmm.
so I knew about everything. Didn't matter to me. I'd been on helicopters, planes all over the place, you know. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a good thing for us at that particular place
Yes.
because there was harmony and peace. At night, everybody hit the sack
Mm-hmm.
except the cigarette smokers.
Now, did y'all, when the lights went out, did y'all walk outside of the complex, or how was the surrounding neighborhood? You
You
think?
can't. The water,
Mm-hmm.
you couldn't get out, man, unless you swam.
Yeah.
And you wasn't getting in that water. You're standing on, I'm on the third floor, and you're watching snakes go by.
Yeah.
It wasn't no joke, man. It wasn't no joke, but it was real.
Yeah.
And you know, I just happened to be on my game because I was helping people, and that's what the book tells us.
Right.
You know, help one another.
Yeah.
So a lot of folks, by me having this experience as a soldier,
Right.
I was able to give them some valuable information and
Yes.
kind of cool them. That's how I got that lady on. I said, Miss, if you don't get in here, I'm getting in. And they ain't coming back to get you.
Right.
She jumped in it. That's how she got in.
Yeah.
Everybody else frustrated.
Yeah.
Man, get out. If you don't want to get in, get out the way.
So that was the trauma before the trauma, you know, getting to that safety point.
Yeah.
And it's, and especially, you know, the women from New Orleans, you know, some of them may have never seen a helicopter.
Right.
And then even today, people are still dealing with the trauma. So I guess that helicopter rescue was like a pre-trauma.
Well, the part of the trauma part of it was when you get in the bucket, they had to lift you up. And when you got up to the helicopter, they had to pull you to the door and help you off. That's what they were scared of. When you fall out in the water. Because the helicopter's right there. You know, it was just, you know, it was an adventure for me because I had been in and out of helicopters and planes.
Correct.
But it was most frightening for a lot of young and old.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of young guys that weren't really nice people.
Yeah. Now people in America know we live near swamps and we got alligators, things like that. And you told me about the time, you know, you found a little humor with the dog and the alligator. Can you tell us about that?
Oh, yeah. We were all sitting on the porch because there was nothing to do. You know, all day, grab something to eat, and sit there and talk
10 foot of water.
Yeah, that's it was. And the alligator came by. The dog was out there, and the alligator was right behind the dog. The dog made it to, there was a U-Haul parked in the parking lot, and the water was like that much from the top.
Mm-hmm.
That's how deep it was.
Yeah, U-Haul is pretty high.
And the dog was able to jump up on the roof of the truck, but the alligator couldn't. So the alligator started going round and round, and we're trying to figure out how he gonna get to the dog, and the dog is acting like he's macho man. He's barking. I said, man, if you slip off of that truck, you're in a world of trouble. But the alligator went on about his business. And I don't know what happened to the dog.
Yeah.
But the alligator left.
Because once you get past Michoud, it's swampy.
Oh,
and people around America heard about, you know, instances with alligators. And because when I talked to you, you told me about that experience with the dog and alligator. And, you know, once you get past a certain point in the east, it's all marshy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's where they put out our theme park, Lincoln Beach. That's where I was at.
Yes.
Right by Paris Road. That's where Lincoln Beach was.
Okay.
And Pontchartrain Beach was right off the Elysian Fields.
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine.
Yeah.
There was laid out. Pontchartrain Beach was laid out.
Yeah.
They used to have beauty contests there and all
Yeah.
that. Movie stars. Not with us. Lincoln Beach was an experience too.
Amazing, amazing. How fast did the water rise?
Extremely fast. That Wednesday, during the night, that Tuesday, it started.
August 31st,
Yes.
Wednesday.
That's when the water rose out there.
Uh-huh.
I don't know about nowhere else.
Was it clear skies? Or still a little cloudy?
No, everything was clear.
Everything had passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we couldn't stay on the roof.
Right.
We had to stay on the roof, sleep on the roof.
Mm-hmm. So from which direction did you see the water?
Coming in?
Yeah, was it
You
east?
couldn't see.
It was coming
It just came
yeah,
from all ways, all over.
yeah,
Just like the winds and the noises, it came from the north. But the water,
yes,
and then look at the situation. We're in a situation. We got the river over here, and we got the lake over here.
correct.
So you don't know which way it's coming, and then you have the levees that were blown up. I'll never believe that they weren't blown up, because they did it before.
Mm-hmm.
With
So as far as a natural breach, you think it was a natural breach or a man-made breach?
I believe man-made breach because of this reason. I don't know if you live in them. Betsy?
That was before my time.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born in 81.
Okay,
Yeah.
because Betsy was in 65.
65.
Yeah, so I was in the Army. And they did the same thing. And all the water went to the Ninth Ward.
The lower ninth?
The Lower Ninth.
Lower ninth, yes.
Wore them out, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Katrina. When I came back, maybe 3 or 4 months, I went to Houston and left Houston and went to Dallas because my son was there. My wife and I had split up, and they were there, so I had to go over there to get him in school and get him clothes and stuff. And then from there, I went to Atlanta because I had a nephew who was a recording artist, and I went up there to work with him. And when I finally got a chance, I got back here, and I went to tour the city. One day I'm gonna find the pictures and show you
Okay.
what I saw. You got to see the pictures. I'm not going to elaborate on that. I want you to see the pictures. I mean,
Okay.
I got like a stack like that.
Okay.
It was horrible, bro. It was horrible, and because that was the worst. That was the worst area, man. I mean,
Yeah.
this
Lower ninth, yeah.
man, it's a shame. Houses were actually like you move a house.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was, man. The house.
Yeah. And then some residents from Louisiana went before Congress,
Mm-hmm.
I think months after. And, they were telling their story, firsthand. And all the people on the Congress panel, they had a hard time trying to empathize with the ladies from Louisiana telling their story. And they were like, well, ma'am, are you sure you heard a boom? Or how far away were you? Were you in your right mind? Or, they were
They're trying to
see denying,
Yeah.
So what can you say about that as far as what happened with the breach?
Well, I believe predicated on Betsy, because it did the same thing. That it would happen, but I was hoping and praying that it didn't. Because I'm telling you, Monday and Tuesday morning, it was just like this.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, and I was in Baton Rouge, an hour away, with my family. I had an apartment, so I wasn't in the city, but I knew, like you said, it was still dry
Yeah,
when the storm had already passed.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, from Monday, I think it was like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning when it started raging until 12 o'clock that night.
And lights were out.
The lights went out the minute you heard, whoo, that's when the lights went out, and the roof started cracking on me, and the walls caving in. That's when it all happened. Then I got on the porch. There was a porch there. Thank God for that. I mean, then you sitting there watching this storm raging like that, and parts of the complex, boards flying off, down to the swimming pool. It was an experience, man.
Yeah.
But by His grace and His mercy, man, He spared us, bro.
Yeah.
That's the only chance that we ever had was God, and He showed up. Yeah. It was a miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a miracle.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And I was looking at the map of Katrina's path, because it touched Florida first, and then it gained strength in the Gulf, and then it kind of curved like a bowling ball towards us. The Ida hurricane, slightly missed us because Mississippi got a big brunt of it.
Yeah,
the Gulf Coast,
real bad.
So we was kind of like on the west side of the eye. But what are your thoughts on if that eye was a little bit wobbled to the west? What would you think?
Big trouble. Predicated on me watching the way it happened. It wouldn't have came just from that northern area. It would have came from either the east or the west toward us.
The surge.
Yeah, it would happen like that. It wouldn't have been when we had an opportunity, because in Mississippi, barges were turned over and blown into the highways of Mississippi. So that's what we'd have got. But out there in the east where we were, that would have been devastating, man.
Yeah.
Those who couldn't swim would have been in trouble. Because I'm not a lifeguard, but I can swim.
Yes. Yeah.
To each his own. I'm sorry.
Yes, indeed.
But thank goodness it didn't happen like that. Man, it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe this was happening. This time in my life, I was 65 years old, man, when that happened.
Yeah.
You see, so 65 and 20.
Yeah.
Straight up 85.
Yeah.
See, so, and one of the guys was like 62. And when they called for the elders, I stepped up. He didn't know me. He says, "What are you doing?" Because he didn't know me. He was on the other side of the building. It was like 2 levels split.
Okay.
A and B.
Yeah.
I was on B, he was on A.
Yeah.
And he got mad with me. This man, vehemently mad. But, man, and then I showed him my driver's license. And he was humble. He said, "Oh, man, I'm sorry." He thought I was trying to jump the line, more or less. The man said, "Let me see, how old are you?" I showed the man my card. This man said, "Oh, you gonna change his driver's license? You gonna change it?"
So at 65, you look like he was 45. That's why he got vehement.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mad at you.
Yeah, because he was beat down.
Yeah.
He had been alcohol. He was alcoholic and stuff.
Right.
He was beat down bad, man.
Yeah.
And he was walking with a cane. And then here I am helping him.
Yes.
And I guess when I did that, he figured I was a youngster. But it wasn't so.
Yeah.
And then when he saw that, then he
Right.
honestly, hey man, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then we finally got he finally got to the lake front arena.
Yeah.
And then I kind of guided him to try to get out, told him what to do.
Okay.
But I left him there because I had enough of it, man. You know.
Now, there were reports about with the bridges, and people trying to cross over and guns and stuff like that.
You know,
I heard that the GNO bridge, of course, you probably know better than me, but it was tough for Orleans residents to get to better safety
yeah,
crossing bridges.
yeah.
What can you tell us about that?
Well, they didn't want the Jefferson Parish. They didn't want nobody over there because it didn't see the storm came over them. It didn't come through them. It went over them. So they didn't have that bad situation that we had.
Jefferson Parish.
Yes. And I think it was Harry Lee was the sheriff. And he wasn't no joke.
He was a tough sheriff. Yeah.
Wasn't no joke.
Little controversial, but it was tough.
Oh, yes, sir. And he was supposed to know the governor. But by him being he was a hellacious sheriff. Man.
Hothead.
This man took no prisoners. He took no prisoners. But
And that showed during Katrina.
yeah,
It was tough.
when he saw the people coming over, he ain't coming over here.
Mm-hmm.
This is not your land, man.
Yeah.
But how can you argue anything like that? A catastrophe that didn't happen over here. We know what's happening over here. And we got a chance over there because family was over there.
Well, that was the GNO bridge.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. General Bridge.
Yeah.
And then the one from the night ward, they had some sort of scuffle there. I don't know what that was. I don't remember that. But they were walking over the bridge from the night ward, the Lord 9.
Correct.
And they had something happen there. I don't know what it was. But they got this. The people was walking on the interstate. It was ugly, man.
Yeah.
And all trying to get to the dome and the convention center where people were dying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw a news report, lady in a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
There was a blanket over her head, and you know what that meant.
Yeah, she was done. Her son.
Yeah.
Her son was with her, and she died in his arms in that wheelchair. It was just too much for the old lady, man. Her heart couldn't take it. She couldn't take it.
Yeah.
But then you're looking at all this chaos. They were fighting each other in there, man. It was rumored that one of the
You've heard from people that went through that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I had family members.
Mm-hmm.
They run into the dome.
Yes.
Thinking that was gonna save them, and it backfired. Because then you see some foolishness on TV after I got away from here, where a guy had a grocery cart.
Yeah.
And a TV in it.
Yeah.
What you gonna do with a TV?
Yeah.
Actually.
And I remember a police officer was doing that too. Like take advantage of a bad situation. Yeah.
A few of them committed suicide.
Yeah. So I saw in Arkansas near the Walmart headquarters, they have a pilot program to where if you order something from a local Walmart, they can use a drone to drop food exactly in your backyard. Now, being the most powerful country in the world, you think the government could have just dropped food to everybody, or would have been unorganized?
First of all, you have a political controversy here. This is the worst political area in the world. The crooked. Look what's happening now
Yeah.
with the mayor.
Yeah.
Look what happened to Nagin.
Yeah.
Look what happened to Bill.
Yeah. We've been in the city for 318 years, so it's been a long. Yeah.
Look at Bill. Notice everyone who comes to prominence that's black. Mike Tyson. 18-year-old girl coming to your room 3 o'clock in the morning and then scream rape? No. He was uncontrollable for them.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Bill Cosby. His problem was NBC. After he became as popular, that show became popular,
Right.
then a lot of things he did not want to happen. And he made them change it. And they held it against him.
Yeah.
As soon as they got a chance, they stick them girls on it.
So with Nagin, like you mentioned, being a black mayor,
Yeah.
and I think Nagin was at Household of Faith yesterday.
Yeah, my
He
daughter
gave a
told
great sign. I wish I was there.
My daughter told me.
I wish I was there.
She said it was awesome. And he met Christ. He met Christ before he got there.
Mm-hmm.
That changed him.
Well, Nagin did the parishes near the Gulf. 96% of people evacuated. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, you still had people stayed in the city, but you know, Nagin did a good job. 96%. You know, we're talking about Plaquemines, Tangible Hall. All the parishes had to do contraflow and get out of there.
Yeah.
So no mayor should go through that.
No.
He did his best. You know, some things could have been done better. But, you know, the state probably put some red tape as well. You know, corrupt city, corrupt state.
Yeah. See, that was the whole deal, because the folks that got it in there from St. Charles Avenue, same thing with TD. And when they take their hands off you, you're in trouble. As long as they got their arm around you, because they're making money.
Mm-hmm.
And nigga didn't know the kind of money they was raking in until he found out. Katrina opened the doors. And when he found out, he dissed them and did his own thing. Trips, the lights, you know.
Mm-hmm. Was that before the storm?
No.
That was
After the storm.
after the storm.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
When you found out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he found out that they was pimping him, the powers that be.
Yeah.
So he knew, he was intelligent dude. This man was running Cox.
He ran Cox.
He ran Cox.
Yeah.
He wasn't no joke.
Yeah. And he used his own money to get elected.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah. See? So, oh, you mean for mayor?
Yeah.
No.
Or did he have some contributions?
Man,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they had him. They had got him
Oh,
in.
they had it, yeah.
That's how they got him in.
Yeah.
Because they knew he was not a politician.
Right.
So once I get you in, and you see something that you're intelligent enough, you see something that's not cool, you're gonna say, hey, what's going on with this?
Mm-hmm.
But they knew he didn't know. And they would tell him anything, and he had to believe it because he wasn't a politician. That was a mark against him, because they're going to say, well, how do you know? You've never been a politician. Yeah. We're telling you what we know. We've been in this business, all this, and he had to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
But when he found out different,
yeah,
then he started that Chocolate City stuff.
Yeah, that speech. Yeah. Yeah, that was the nail in the coffin.
That was it, bro.
Yeah.
I said, you know, Bill was beautiful man. Bill Jefferson.
Yes.
It's a wonderful human being, man.
So overall, what grade would you give Mayor Ray Nagin? Because I think on day 3, President Bush did react in similar guard. Because, you know, federal is bigger than state. State is bigger than city.
Right.
So with Kathleen Blanco, you know, would you give Nagin a pass? Would you give him a C or a B or?
I'll give him a C.
A C.
Because
Okay.
of this. He was feuding with her.
Yeah.
Because he went against Democratic. He voted for her.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so it did, everybody was mad about that.
Right.
But at the same token, you're a young brother, you're striving to do best, and you feel it in your heart, and you do what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're right, like I said, Mike Tyson, that woman 18 years old, what you doing coming in my room 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
And then you gonna scream rape on me and I go to jail?
They got surveillance on you.
Of course.
Yeah.
Look who did it.
Yeah.
See what happened?
The camera. Yeah.
Yeah, beating that woman up, kicking her.
Yeah. So as a black mayor, he had that the bird's eye view over him even after the storm.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah, Nagin was a good brother, man.
Mm-hmm.
He was a good cat.
Yeah.
Now, he played the game. He played the political game.
Yeah.
And he lost.
Yeah.
And so did Bill. Because Bill brought his whole family in.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody got hustled.
Yeah.
But him and his family. He didn't trust nobody else.
And I remember, Nagin had to make some noise for the media to get the sense of them suffering.
Yeah.
Because, day one, it should have been water down there. But Nagin was like, what's going on? What's going on? Where's the help? And of course, Bush, on day 3, he made action, which was that Wednesday. Mm-hmm. But I think it was Friday when y'all was...
Yeah, we got off the
Yeah,
road.
yeah.
So,
I think a C is good, because no mayor would want to be in the middle of a hurricane, especially in New Orleans.
Correct. But matter of fact, he was a Catholic, and my church is St. Peter Claver,
Mm-hmm.
and he came there during the campaign.
Yeah.
That's when Chief of Police was running against him.
Pennington. Yes.
Mark's buddy.
Yes.
Mark's buddy. So they started trying to get him to get into a debate.
Mm-hmm.
And he came out to church one Sunday, and I told him, I said, man, you need to leave that alone.
Yeah.
I didn't know him.
Yeah. But
I told him, man, you can see that was a setup.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say nothing,
mm-hmm.
and he won.
Yeah. And speaking on Red Nagin, because I watched his sermon yesterday, Household of Faith,
mm-hmm.
beautiful church,
mm-hmm.
Lovely congregation members. Mm-hmm. He was talking about they had ordered 10,000 body bags, because he was like, the state came down to see him, which was like a photo op,
mm-hmm.
Photo ops.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, we got 10,000 body bags. And I remember the CNN caption said, 10,000 are feared to be dead. What are your thoughts on that as far as, that and they're expecting a greater loss of life?
Well, I felt there was the media just trying to make a spectacular of it. They were just trying to make it look ugly as it really was.
Right.
But uglier. Because, I don't know if you know it or not, but Bush flew over here, over New Orleans, to California after the storm.
Mm-hmm.
How many times he came in?
Yeah, they say he stopped in Mississippi. Never came to New Orleans. Mm-hmm.
He flew over.
Yeah.
But he sent his cronies in there. So, sometimes, we have to take a break.
Right. The term refugees, when we already American citizens, by the 14th Amendment.
Correct.
The media called us refugees.
Yep.
And, I was an English major when the storm passed. Now I'm an English graduate. So when I listen to the media, I'm like, could they pick a better word? So what are your thoughts about you being called a refugee by the country supposed to be looking out for you?
Well, my story is different than yours
Yes.
because I was used to that. Being a refugee.
Right.
Give me an example. I get on the bus, 17 years old, 1957. There's no seats, nobody in the seats in the front. Bunch of blacks, because we didn't have cars like that.
Right.
And at that time, I think it was a dime to catch the bus. One white kid, youngster, 11, 12 years old. We're sitting in the front now because the screen is further up. He takes the screen and brings it all the way back to the back door and puts it there. We had to get up and go behind that screen.
So that they had more seats that they can.
In the back.
Right.
But it was not, we was like crabs in a barrel back there.
Yeah.
Because there were more blacks on the bus than whites. And he would take that mean. If that's not refugee, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
That's why it didn't matter to me because I knew.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I've lived it.
Right.
You know, I mean,
So if history don't repeat itself, it surely rhymes.
exactly.
It rhymes.
Exactly.
And in the music industry, you know about rhythm and rhyming.
Correct.
You know.
Correct. And the best part about that is when people think that you are this or that, and you go for it, that's the hurting part. But we came together in this city
Right.
before integration.
Right.
Worst thing ever happened. Integration.
So you think that would have been much better?
Man, listen.
They stayed in their
I
lane.
lived it. Orleans Avenue, between Claiborne and Village. They were all black clubs and black restaurants. 1 year.
That was before the Claiborne overpass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you had a lot of black businesses.
I mean, I'm talking about flourishing black businesses. All the money stayed in the black community because you couldn't go to Bourbon. You couldn't. I was in high school in '55 and working at Arnold's in the evening. So there's a guy from the Ninth Ward was working there too. So we decided they had a lady on Bourbon Street. They used to swing out the window, but not known. So
With the high heels and the.
No.
Or just nothing. Okay. Right.
So me and my boy said, man, let's go walk down and see this. We got to Bourbon Street. We're going down to where the lady comes out the window. At that time, in that year, in '55, they had a police officer on every corner from Canal to St. Peter, standing on the corner. And when we turned the corner, he was standing there. So where y'all going? We lived opposite. Well, we're going home. So where do you live? I was living on Murray between St. Anne and Domingo. He says, this is not the way to your house. Go back around the corner. If you come back around here, you're going to jail. That's what I had to face with. I was faced with.
Yeah.
And working at Arnold's, they had a little table where the busboy and the waiter would come and drop the dirty dishes.
Right.
My job was to pick them up and bring them to the dishwasher.
Correct.
And then come back and wait till it fills up again. They didn't have no black water boys. Definitely not
Yeah.
black waiter.
Yeah.
And the things that went on in that kitchen, bro. See, so I'm getting blasted every way you can, but
Yeah.
I had, man, like I can tell you, my mom was such a strong woman, man. I mean, you know, bro,
So that word refugee, you know, it was already something that
for me,
experienced.
You know, in other words, if you're living in New Jersey, and you'd be appalled, Mom, refugee, you know, but here,
We're used to it.
yeah, man. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, they
Yeah.
stand on the corner,
Yeah.
they come by, police pass by, and tell you,
Yeah.
hey, what you doing standing on the corner? Ain't bothering nobody in the black neighborhood.
Yeah.
When I come back around there, if you're still on the corner, you're going to jail. And the charge was vagrancy by loitering.
Yeah.
And they struck that down. And they had another law. No visible means of support because you didn't have a job.
So all of our tourists that come to New Orleans, that's how it was in the French Quarter.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
All right.
see, out there, on the chance with it, you get out there and do the handball or tap dance, or a musician. That's the only way you get out there. And the only black that had a restaurant out there that I can remember, that's right down the street. Broker Sound.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Broker Sound?
I probably have.
Broker Sound is whiter than a white man. Beautiful man, bro. Strong, big old dude. He was really, really. And his son looks just like him. His oldest son looked just like him. You know, they got the restaurant down here on the corner of Roman and St. Louis.
Yeah.
And food's nice. Food's
Okay.
nice. Yeah.
Okay.
And but normally, see, it was a hot sausage man. They had some of the best hot sausages in the city.
Okay.
That's
And-
how.
All right. So with the rescue efforts, you say it was pretty fair. Is where you at?
It's my because again, after all the lights went out and we were stuck out with the water,
Yeah.
no communication,
Yeah.
no radio, no TV, just us.
When they told you to be ready on that roof, they told you to be ready on the roof.
Yeah, if you don't,
Yes.
it wasn't coming back.
Right. Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't leave. They stayed there.
Yeah. Yeah. There were rumors about people in the neighboring parish maybe having some kind of a cruise ship boat to where they could go on the boat, get refuge, get a room, things like that. Have you heard anything about that as far as
No,
Jefferson Parish?
no.
Okay.
I was more concerned in all these parishes because Jefferson Parish was tough when I was coming up.
Yeah.
Bucktown,
Yeah.
rough. Excuse me. Bucktown was, you're not supposed to be there. It was trying.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So basically, history is continuing to rhyme because we're seeing these themes in America
Yeah.
to where America doesn't know that some of the strongest black men come from New Orleans,
Listen.
and we fought in World War I, World War II, we've earned our seat,
Mm-hmm.
but then to be called refugees, that's kind of a slap in the face.
Well, that is what when we first got here, the indoctrination. That's what they want you to let you know. No matter what you do, you're still an N-word. You're still an N-word.
Mm-hmm.
You can do great things, but at the end of the day, you're still an N-word.
Mm-hmm.
It's just in them. And,
Yeah.
and right now, the reason why we're going through these struggles now, the black population, along with the Mexicanism, is overwhelming. That's why you run these people out here,
Right.
because we make babies. Mexicans make babies. They don't.
Right.
They make money.
Yeah. And even today with all of the political turmoil,
Yeah.
with that person in the White House,
Oh, the fool.
we still seen stuff resurfacing, even after the storm. People who've earned their right as citizens, and then you go through a storm, people question, well, why y'all living below sea level? Why you didn't leave, or why you looted, why you broke into when Dixie, when the lights went out,
Mm-hmm.
of course you had to feed your family.
Yeah.
So there's a stereotype in America about New Orleans, and we're hoping to clear that up. We're tough people. Our city is older than most of America.
Of course.
So we've been here a long time. So we shouldn't be called refugees and be treated like second-class citizens.
Well, this is why the DC person is where he is, because they want to go back there. But the problem with that, they didn't have ignorant blacks. Most of the blacks when I was coming didn't have an education.
Mhm.
The young brothers got the education and
Yes.
gone.
Yeah. My students in the school system,
Yeah.
they have so much information. They're gonna do it in about 20 years.
You see, here's the thing. This is why he's doing all these rotten things, cutting out these programs, all that.
Mhm.
And then a lot of people that's working in the government are ex soldiers, servicemen. He ducked. He was a draft dodger. He felt that if you went to service, you was a fool. And he said that.
Yeah.
See, so what do you expect from someone who's born with 3 gold spoons in his
mouth? Correct.
Not one.
Correct.
And his mom and dad, clans, both of them.
Yeah.
See, so you get it. Like my mom used to sell artificial roses, Mother's Day, Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
I had to help make them, and then go sell them.
Right.
His daddy, stay with him to the end. You better than them ends.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he come up with.
Yeah. And I think it's Trump's grandfather got ran out of Canada because of the Canadian government put a bounty on his grandfather's head because he was doing some crazy stuff. But now that he's made his way to America, it's like he's making the situation worse. Now we've seen troops deployed in D.C., L.A., Chicago. So that rhyming of history, even past Katrina,
Yeah.
we're still seeing that.
Well, this is his campaign. As his campaign was based on that, we can't let them override us because the Caucasian population is not as big as it was. That's the reason why. And you notice, I got nothing against the Mexicans at all, and the Hispanics.
Yeah. Except for the way they voted in November.
But they were sucking. They were sucking.
Yeah.
The blacks too used to go down. Blacks did it too.
Correct.
Because he lied to them. Excuse me, he lied to them.
Yeah.
And they went for their wicked.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
And then when they come back, ask him, yeah, you promised to that.
Yeah.
You see how he is.
Yeah.
And I shall not like, and stand up there and tell you a lie, and just as straight face, and then that's
So-
gotta be, he's gotta be the second coming
Yeah.
of Lucifer.
Of somebody. Yeah. So now I've been praying to the Lord that we don't have any hurricanes this year.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say that, but that's my private prayer.
Yeah.
Hoping that we have an okay season
Mhm.
because people are still recovering from Katrina
Exactly.
20 years later. If by chance we had another relapse, Katrina Part 2, under this presidency, how would that play out?
It will be,
I'm hoping my prayers hold up.
yeah, mine
But-
too.
How would that play out?
We was in a world of trouble. Because he ain't gonna do nothing.
Mhm.
This is gonna be a part of his entourage.
And he's already slashed FEMA.
That's what I'm saying. This man has no respect for nobody. It's not just, how can you go to West Virginia and tell people, I'm gonna bring coal back to get votes?
Mhm.
How can you take you can take the Bible and the Constitution and sell it to aid your campaign? How do you do things like that? I mean, but see, D-Day is coming for him
Mm-hmm.
just like it came for everybody else.
Yeah.
But everybody's talking about, when I have conversation, man, somebody gonna kill. No, please don't.
Mhm.
I'm praying to God, don't kill him. Let
Right.
God handle him.
Correct.
Look what happened to Wallace. Remember Governor Wallace?
Mm-hmm.
Segregation today, tomorrow, and forever. Got shot up in a wheelchair, and for the time he lived till he died, a black woman took care of him. He was miserable for at least 20 years in that wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
Let go and let God.
Right.
That's my sentiment.
Right.
God gonna take care of you.
Yeah.
He can do anything he wants to us,
Correct.
but he can't do nothing to him because he made you.
Yeah.
And when he calls, you got to go.
Right. So I'm hoping my prayer holds up, and I think we have a cool front coming this week.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm still gonna be praying,
Oh, yeah.
because even some of my classmates from Warren Easton, they still suffering through the trauma. I see them on Facebook, and they still, you can tell that it still have an impact 20 years later. So going forward, what preparation advice would you tell people facing any disaster?
As soon as you can, get out.
Hurricane, tornado,
I don't care.
anything.
Get out, because second guessing is the worst thing in the world for you. I did it.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't happening, man.
Yeah.
Get out early.
Mm-hmm.
Take that slap if it doesn't come.
So if I can't get out if I'm elderly, because I always tell people to stock up.
Yeah.
You know, would you tell people to be ready just in case?
By all means,
Okay.
like I told you, the thing to say was, and I'll be honest with you, man, a lot of people that left from the complex I was living at,
Yeah.
cats were kicking the doors from the rooms where they stayed and getting the food out them freezers, man.
Looting,
Huh?
like
No.
stealing, or just
Just that, they didn't take none of people's goods,
right?
just the food.
Okay.
So we all had something to eat every
Correct.
day.
Right.
And, you know, I had one guy who had a lot of liquor, and he wouldn't share it. He was selling it. And some of the young guys got mad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this guy was retired police officer from Baton Rouge. He was living in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Kind of lunatic, you know. And they decided they were going to go and jack him for the liquor, because they didn't have no money to buy it. So I'm listening to them talking. And they went in there like they wanted to buy something.
Mm.
About 10 minutes later, they come out 90 miles an hour. He had an AR-15. He had an AR-15. And he ran him out the door. I said, uh-huh.
Yeah.
And he was lonely, man.
Yeah.
Because he was mad with management.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just,
Yeah.
but, you know, we started teasing him. Look, man, they're going to put you out of here because you didn't pay your rent. You know, it was rent time. Oh, man, he's threatening. He telling us if the manager would come, he'd blow their brains out.
Wow.
I mean, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Okay, so to wrap up, looking back at Hurricane Katrina, what reflection would you give on your experience overall, and what message would you give to the younger people?
Be more respectful to your elders. If you're going to stay here, stock up, because you got to eat.
And what about as far as being
Strong, well, see, that's supposed to be natural,
right?
because we've been through so much.
Right.
And you know, ain't no man gonna do nothing for you. You might next door neighbor, you ain't spoke to them in 20 years. But they're gonna give you something if they got it. They're not gonna turn their back on you. But if there's anybody else, they don't care, because they don't know you. They have no feelings for you. So this is the most hurting part. We cannot stick together because we're busy being jealous of one another, like Cain and Abel. First murder, a brother. Man, if you get in that book, do not read that Bible. Study it. Don't read it, study it.
And you're talking to the younger people.
Yeah, you
Yes.
study that Bible, man.
Yeah.
Get in that book.
Yeah.
Go from Genesis to Revelations. 1, maybe 2 verses a day,
Yeah.
and put it down.
That's it. Yeah.
It took me 7 years to do that.
Yeah. And I was thinking about the sermon over at Pastor Rowe at the Upper Room.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about there's an attack on truth these days. And then to hear Nagin yesterday talking about truth as well. We're living in an age where young people can be influenced by AI and misinformation. Because all we had was the Bible before technology.
I know.
What's your admonition to young people in sticking with the truth and being prepared?
To lean more on reading books of substance that pertains to the Black experience in this United States of America. Look at it with some sensibility to know it happened then, it can happen again. But you've got to come together. If we don't, if the young ones don't come together,
Yeah.
we're doomed. We're doomed.
Yeah.
Because the soldiers, the real soldiers, are gone. King, Malcolm, etc.
Yeah.
They're gone. The real ones, the ones that see the reason why King was killed because they knew he was going to be president of the United States.
Oh yeah.
They knew it.
Yeah.
You know. Then
And I think he was thinking about joining forces with, kind of working with Malcolm X.
yeah,
And if you have those two come together, it would have.
because after Malcolm went to Mecca and saw what was happening when he come back, then he was more into it.
Right.
Because he was calling him a sick man. He was talking the King was nuts. Force with force,
Yeah.
The King, no.
So with the young folks, them being educated
Yeah,
and doing their research and not being so close-minded.
they have no excuse. Back in the day, the education was bad, man. People were dropping out of school because a lot of folks were 10 children, one woman. The oldest got to drop out of school, go get a job, help take care of the rest of them. Then, when they were strong enough to absorb that, here they come with the welfare crap. That's the worst thing ever. My mom got sick in her 40s to where she couldn't work. She had to go SSI. She didn't want welfare, but she was in a dilemma, just my little brother and I.
Right.
So she applied, and the man came. It was called a commissioner. He came, and he wanted to hit on her. He hit on her. And my mother was a warrior, a real warrior. My mother carried a razor in her bra wherever she went, straight razor. And the man come running up from we had an apartment in the back of the building. He come running out through the hallway. My mom was behind him with the razor. She never got on welfare. She started doing suppers, selling flowers. I had my little brother and I working, doing stuff that she knew we could do.
So it sounds like what you're saying for our young people, learn how to do things for yourself. Be self-sufficient. Don't be speculative with all this Bitcoin and all that. Do stuff with your hands. Be prepared, and don't rely so much on other people, but be prudent, be prepared for yourself.
Important part of that, first love nature, self-preservation. You take him first,
Yeah.
family second, and all other things third.
Yeah.
And that all things are possible. Out of it, you get nothing.
Right.
But you got to understand this. This is what I pray for these young people to look in the book. God tells you, without me, you can't do nothing. If God's telling you that,
Right.
and you ignore that,
Yeah.
you're a refugee.
Yeah.
That's the key. I
So-
mean, with the educational abilities and able to do things that I could never do at that age, the way that now, I'm looking at a little baby 3 years old with a computer in his hand. That's a tough situation, man. That's a stuff. See that computer is controlling our people. My grandson is 22 years old. One of my grandsons.
Mhm.
He lives in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
When he comes back, he comes down. I go see him. What's happening, Keith? Hey, Papa. Never look up. All the whole time I'm visiting with him.
Right.
Never look up.
Yeah. And when Katrina hit, we didn't have these touchscreen phones.
No.
We had the first BlackBerry,
Yeah.
but it wasn't to like where you had the 3 cameras on the phone. We didn't have that.
No.
So Katrina babies, I think might be okay. But the people like in middle school and high school, how worried are you about them, especially preparing for the next 10 years and just trying to be human?
Well, I worry about them for this reason. I was in Rouse's, and I saw this lady, young lady, maybe early 30s. She had a kid, a boy, probably 5 years old. And she had a daughter, probably 9. She had purple hair, and her daughter had purple hair. That ain't gonna cut it. You have to be a child, a teenager, an adult. You can't be an adult, never be a child. Look what happened to Michael Jackson. He never had a childhood. What happened to him? Doped out, killed himself. All the money in the world. That's another thing too for the youngsters to understand. Money is the source of all evil. You got the money, but what about your health? What about watching? What about looking out for your family, your immediate family? What about that? As opposed to trying to be macho man or a sophisticated lady. It doesn't work. If you could just get to your mindset on getting your education, finding out what you want to do, and go for it.
Right.
I mean, just go for it. Just like if you going out and have a good time, go out, put yourself in that situation.
Yeah.
I need to have this. In order for me to get where I want to get, I have to have some smarts.
Yes.
You got opportunities. It's once upon a time, they would advocate. Why they would advocate to us? You don't need they only one day before I leave this planet. Young folks gathered together, doing something special together. Everybody is a part of it. Not, I'm the CEO and this and that. It's oneness. This is what Jesus did.
Right.
And that baffles me because all these disciples were fishermen. They had no money. And they dropped everything and followed him. And look what they did.
Yeah.
Blind people, sight. People that was crippled. The whole works. But it took a village.
Right.
Jesus came here to save us. He did not come here to judge us. If they just get in that book, if the youngster would just get in that book,
Right.
and study it,
Mm-hmm.
we'd have a different world. I promise you, bro.
Yeah. Now, Katrina, the date is August 29th, 2005. We had Ida, Isaac, Gustav, and there was another hurricane. All came on August 29th. What are your thoughts about that? Is that a should we read too much into that or?
Well, not really, because God is in control. And whatever he does, you can't change it.
Yeah.
You can't add to it.
Because 4 years ago we had Ida, and that was 16 years after Katrina, and we know 16. You add your 1 and your 6,
Well, what do you think?
and you get a 7.
Yeah, but what do you think the reason? The reason is that Revelations is up on us, man. A lot of things you see happening, it didn't happen before. It's been predicted to happen in the last chapter of the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay?
Storms, disasters, all that.
Man will marry man, woman will love a woman, children will beat their parents, kill them. That's happening every day.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what God's doing. He done took his son. He didn't give you his son. He got his son back sitting on the right hand of him. Warnings we're getting. Look at the fires in California. We never have tornadoes here. We had hurricanes.
Yeah, especially New Orleans. I never seen tornadoes in these parts.
Never. He's warning us. He's trying to let you understand. I'm coming. My son is coming back. Get ready. And all you've achieved and all you've come to, PhD, some of my kids have master's degrees as well. That ain't gonna help you. You got to turn to that man and let him guide you, lead you. If you don't, you ain't gonna see no 85.
Right.
You ain't gonna see that. And by all means, gotta be honest with the kids.
That's right.
I'm no angel. I done been out there.
All right.
Like everybody else. But I'm so glad I woke up. And it's the greatest thing in the world is to get in that book. Because when you have a hardship, you can refer to that book. There's a Psalms in that book. There's something in the book that tells you how to deal with it.
Yeah.
And then you pass it on to each other. Man, I had a problem. And I've read this scripture, and man, I ain't had no more problems since then. He goes to another one. Something might happen to him. That's the only way we're going to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Because that internet spews nothing but madness. Facebook is the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, that's horrible. You know, put figure man sitting on commode on the telephone. What's that, man?
Yeah.
I mean, who want to see that?
Yeah.
But you know who's putting it in there? Crack. Where do you think they come from?
Yeah.
Him. The devil goes for this only.
Yeah.
Don't go for nothing else.
Yeah.
See so.
All right. So, closing statement on the concept of Hurricane Katrina and what you want to say to America.
The worst disaster I've ever faced. Pray to God nothing happens again. Be prepared. Mentally, physically, and religiously. Put God first and follow his directions. Without that, you will not survive. That's the best I can do.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Walter Moorehead, I appreciate it.
Thank you, my brother.
Good having you.
It's been a pleasure.
And like I said, you know, when I first talked to you, I was like, this is my kind of people.
Wonderful.
You know, because I hope, like you said, young people, they can have that full life experience. Because, you know, growing up, you know, Tupac didn't have that.
No.
But if you do things the right way, you can live a fruitful life.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So,
but finally, if you come together as a unit, as you do on the basketball court or football court, why can't you come in economically? Let's get together and open a snowball stand. Might sound small, but it goes from that to a bank,
yes.
to a loan institute. Together,
Yes.
we can make it. Together we stand, divided we fall.
Amen.
That's my story.
All right. Mr. Walter, appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And I
man.
hope I get a chance to, you know, talk more about this.
Mm-hmm.
I know this could go on for like another 20 hours,
Oh, yeah.
but I do appreciate it, you know, hear your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully my students listening can also glean from this interview.
I hope and pray that it does happen, man, and because we need it badly. We need it badly.
Yes.
Everybody's dogging. All the young folk, and it's not just the young folks. When you have a mother and a grandmother dropping it like it hot together, if I walked in a bar when I was old enough and my mom was there, didn't stay there. I left out.
Yes.
Didn't allow that. You can't raise a child and be their friend. You've got to make sure the right way to do things. The only way is the right way to do things. And if coming together, man, is so important. Because we have some brilliant children, man. We got some brilliant kids, man. But peer pressure. Here's a man, 16, 17 years old. He out there selling dope. He got a Mercedes. You in school. You're young, like him. Man, I sure like it. Jordans, every time a new Jordan come out, he got it because he got the dope money.
Yeah.
We got to get away from that.
Yeah. If we can start buying Jordans, we can save trillions of dollars and keep it in the community. I never even bought a pair of Nikes in my life.
Me neither.
Because I'm an alligator kind of guy.
I understand.
Nice shoes. And Jordans cost 150, 200.
More than.
Probably more now with tariffs.
Yes.
But just got to learn how to play it smart.
Yeah.
Because we got a dumb president.
Yeah.
We got to play it even smarter.
Yes. Yes. But I just hope and pray. Because if you get in the book, for some reason that the spirit is so powerful, you can't just shrug it off. You can't do that. Because you got to go back to the book again. It's just like if you steal from somebody, you ain't going back the next day. But you in the Bible, you got to go back to that Bible again the next day. And I'm telling you, when you do the wrong thing, the feeling comes on you like, man, shameful. But you got to stay in that book. If you stay in that book, man, you can't lose. I promise you, man. I promise you. That was the only thing in my life that made me happy was when I turned to that book. And mind you, the book was given to me in 1987 by a crackhead female. She went through the whole crack process and got off. And I was out there bad too, not no crack, but I was doing drugs.
Turning point.
Smoking, you know. And she says, I'm gonna send you a present. If you don't want it, send it back. And she sent me a Bible. It was the first Bible I ever had in my life. Still got it.
Yeah.
She's deceased.
Yeah.
But this girl,
But the Holy Spirit can come from anywhere.
there you go.
Anywhere.
That's why it's so important for the youth to camaraderie, because the Spirit would be stronger to influence others.
Yes.
If you see a whole bunch of people doing good things and things are working for them, that's where you want to be.
Correct.
When the Jericho come out, I had to have it. Everybody had it.
Yeah.
Why can't you come together and get something, go on a business or something? And just look at where you come from to where you are after you get a business, because the same business that you got, you have to go into somebody else to patronize them. Why not you have your own?
Correct.
You ain't got to go out your neighbor. That's why it was so great on these avenues, man. We had 5-star restaurants, bro. Peck Steakhouse.
Way before the overpass.
Yeah, way
Yeah.
before. Because I was living in the Lafitte Projects, Claiborne and Orleans. We used to go outside and have a picnic in the neutral grounds. They had bushes, big bushes where they used to keep them nice and neat.
Yes.
Right on, it was trees, just trees. It wasn't the overpass. And we would have picnics right in front of our door. It's back in the 50s, in 56. Then they decided, especially when they started talking about wanting to vote and all that, said we punished it. Man, that's what he's doing. That's what that asshole is doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's punishing us because we're taking away what he feels is justification for him. You're a slave. You're gonna be a slave. And if you're white, you're gonna be conned. How can you just imagine somebody, I'm gonna bring coal back. Everybody in the world got coal. What you gonna do with it? You got to be sick. And now they're screaming. What happened? You told me you wanted the coal. When last time you saw coal? When last time you seen coal?
Mm.
I saw charcoal and coal. No lights. No gas. Water in the yard. Toilet in the yard.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for this interview. Mr. Walter Moorehead.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And if you want to support Mr. Walter, please do so. I'll leave the information on the screen and also the description box and the comments. Mr. Walter is a true soldier from New Orleans who our young people can learn from. And again, Mr. Walter, we thank you. Hopefully we can do another part 2 soon.
I'll be honored.
Yes, sir.
I would really be honored because we need it, man. It's not just, just to be tripping. We need it for these young brothers and sisters. I love you all.
Yes.
All of you.
Yes. And hopefully we can interview some other people who went through Katrina. So we thank you and we'll see you soon.